Check it out, man. Let's talk about, the diets that people been asking me about for me to break them down on here. Fasting, it's always one of the ones that people ask me, what do I think about fasting? And carnivore. So let's talk about those two diets, carnivore diet and fasting, which is popular right now. Everything's, revolves around fasting or, even carnivore. It's becoming a big topic. And still always going to go hard on macronutrients, what I do here on my team, with my team, and, what I try to put out there, which is, one of the best, most sustainable diets that you guys want to call it. I don't call it a diet, I call it a lifestyle. But anyways, macronutrients is the only way, because we don't take nothing away from you, especially for the people that are, so used to eating a certain way, in a certain manner, that when you go do carnivore diet or the fasting, the fasting approach of you starving yourself, because you will starve. A lot of people, they crack, they end up tapping out. I got a lot of people that try that diet. I tried so myself, I did it, and there's different types of fasting also. So that's one of the problems, that people don't know, that they end up doing the wrong one, that they don't even see no change. Is it beneficial? Is it helpful? Absolutely. I have nothing against, fasting. It's used for a lot of, religious reasons, health reasons, which is important, a lot of inflammation. Obviously, there you go without eating for a long period of time. You got to train your body to eat once a day, because you will go fasting for the 12, the 24, and the 48, which is the most popular ones. The 16, 8, that one's popular. Then there's the 24, which is the next one, and then the 48 hours fasting, which, after you come off that, you're gonna have to reintroduce the food. You're gonna be depleted. You're gonna feel a type of way. So, and this is where everybody binges or they crack, because they'll start eating whatever is out there, whatever they want, because they think they detox their body. A lot of people have this misunderstanding. They don't do a full research on it, and they'll just go by what they hear, and that's one of the biggest mistakes. So anyhow, they'll bounce back, or they'll break their fasting because their family had breakfast in the morning, and fasting is done, weeks on end. So eventually there's one day that's going to throw you off. It's going to throw you off by you wanting to participate in that breakfast or that brunch or whatever, occasion, happens, or whatever comes your way, which is going to be breaking a fast, because you're going to have an event, you're going to have a meeting, whatever it may be, man. It's just something that people don't end up doing because it interferes with your lifestyle. So you get what I'm saying? It interferes with your lifestyle, and that's what you don't want. You don't want to do something that you know damn well that you're setting yourself up for failure. A lot of people that use that, it took them a while for them to get used to it. They were able to, work it around their schedule, and it's beneficial for them. It helps them health-wise, mentally. It has a lot of mental clarity also when you fast. And it has a lot of good benefits. But for the most part, for what most people are trying to do, which is take the weight off, make it something that's sustainable, long-term, long view, that's not going to be the right approach. Because like I said, there's going to be times that you're going to want to eat breakfast with your family. Food it's used for a lot of reasons, celebrating, holidays. So it's in our culture, it's in our, it's programmed, in our head, that even for anything, for any celebration, any special occasion, it's always eating. So it's going to throw you off. Fasting doesn't work for everybody, especially, long view, long term. So like I said, that's nothing structured. We'll get that out of the way. Like I said, fasting, that's one of the reasons why a lot of my clients, or even the clients that, the new ones that I get that try that diet, they didn't last. All the excuses that came about, and a lot of roadblocks, and it was a mess. You know, it was a mess. They couldn't cope with it. They couldn't deal with it. And the thing about it is that they didn't even get the results they were after, that they wanted. Some were like, now you go from eating poorly and bad to now all of a sudden eating in a structured manner once a day, and then go hours on end without eating. Nah, man, you're setting yourself up. So that's that. So let's move on to the carnivore. The carnivore diet, that one became popular as well because it seems more appealing. It seems more like, oh yeah, I could eat whatever I want, any meat. The fats doesn't matter because obviously you're not eating carbs. That's the only difference with that, is that you're removing the carbs out of your plate. You can't have carbs. You could barely have any trace carbs, if that, but then they wouldn't even consider that a carnivore diet because you're putting greens and something else to your plate other than just eating meat. All you do with the carnivore diet basically is eat a lot of, just protein and fat, because the meat has fat. Obviously, the body thrives and survives on fat and protein, and they know that, you don't have to have carbs. The carbs, the body doesn't need it. It's not like you're gonna die if you don't have carbs. So, that's one of the diets that people started doing because it has a lot of health benefits if you do it correctly as well. Everything's done according to a plan, according, to a blueprint to follow. You can't just go there not knowing and assuming you know what you're doing. You still have to eat in a structured manner, a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of fat that should be. So it has to be done structured. You can't just go eat and have steaks all day long. It's too much fat. How are you going to get rid of fat like that? You still have to, have your portions in control. You have to select your proteins also, because some have more fats than others. So you're still going to have a structured plan, which I do here as well. Obviously, there's a lot of people that they just don't eat a certain way. Vegans, paleo, the other one that's common, not fat. We use fasting here as a plateau breaker. I do use it. Yeah, that's a tool that I use. Carnivore, I really don't. But keto's the other one. Keto's the other one that's, man, a lot of people got fooled. A lot of people got into this, trap of like going into this keto diet and end up breaking also as well. Like I said, even keto has to be done structured. Clean keto. Everybody goes and does the dirty keto because that one is just laziness. You don't track. You don't know what you're doing. You just go and pretty much eat whatever you want without touching carbs. So there's nothing structured either. So people don't understand that if it's not structured, you're not going to get the results that you want. So that's it. Pretty much plain and simple. That's what I have to say. The good and the bads from fasting and the carnivore diet. Like I said, the only benefit that it has is because we've been consuming so much carbs throughout our lifetime that those two diets, it kind of controls it. One of them takes away the carbs completely. So of course your joints going to feel better. Your inflammation goes down. But a lot of times you still have that fat you want to get rid of. Most of the time you're still going to have it. If you don't have a structured plan, then yeah, you're going to feel healthier and better. But if you're trying to get a certain look, build muscle and look somewhat decent with, less fat, body fat on you, then you still need a plan. So let's get this through our head. A plan is better than no plan. Whichever diet you go and try for the first time, or whatever diet you're thinking of doing, remember, if there's no plan, there is no results attached to it. I guarantee you that you're just going to be spinning your wheels, wasting time. Let's run it. Hope this video helped.